Second language learning never happens. It's language acquisition that happens. Everybody cannot follow the same pattern because all of us have got different patterns, right? We have got biological clock. Some people work good in the morning, some people work good in the afternoon, some people work good at night. So we have got this biological clock. That's the first pattern. Second, we have got different set of thoughts. जो भी हम सोचते हैं अलग अलग एंगल से सोचते हैं. So if you ask everybody to do the same thing, that's a very bad idea. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. हाँ, if motivational speakers, if they become God, अगर वो बन गए हैं, that's altogether a different story. Why people listen to them? वो adrenaline rush होता है ना, short time का, short time pleasure, इसलिए सुन लेते हैं, but उसके बाद nobody improves. So it's very important that you take a step back. Let's say you want to achieve a godly level in terms of communication and public speaking. You take a step back. Then understand the patterns. अब मेरे एंगल से क्या हुआ? First, I was trying to improve my communication and public speaking in vague. बोले बस करना है. तो brain was getting confused because brain is not sponge. Sponge थोड़ा ना जो सारी चीजें सोख लेगा. It's not a sponge. Brain only understands connections. कि कोई logic reason होना चाहिए, something logical. That's why so many people they are not able to improve their English. Why? They just want to improve. और उसके लिए क्या करते हैं? They want to remember tenses, modal verbs, prepositions. कभी ऐसा होता नहीं है because brain is not a sponge. Brain उसको बाहर फेंकेगा, निकल यहाँ से. Language learning, I'm sorry to say, second language learning never happens. It's language acquisition that happens. And this language acquisition, brain acquires connections, patterns. So, in terms of English, first of all, I stopped studying grammar. Grammar मैंने बंद कर दी कि I'm not going to study. Brain भूल जाता है. Once you start talking to somebody, you start translating. ये कैसे होगा, वो कैसे होगा, वो कैसे होगा. Then people say I'm not able to become fluent speaker. So many people, they have been searching on YouTube for a decade. I know them. How to improve English. 10 साल हो गए उनको ये सर्च करते करते. Then I explain them that you dumb morons, you have no idea कि what you're doing. एक्सटर्नल आंसर नहीं है, इंटरनल आंसर है. योर ब्रेन इज नॉट ए स्पंज जो सब कुछ ये इंग्लिश की चीज पढ़ी उसको ऑब्जॉर्व कर लिया, उसे पढ़ा एब्जॉर्व, ऐसा नहीं होता. इट डजंट वर्क दिस वे. योर ब्रेन ओनली अंडरस्टैंड पैटर्न्स. लाइक टेस्ला राइटली सेड, इफ यू विश टू अंडरस्टैंड यूनिवर्स you need to think in terms of vibrations and frequencies, right? But if you wish to learn something or acquire something, you need to understand your patterns. ये मैंने बोला है, कहीं बोल देना फ्यूचर में 20-50 साल बाद. Language. Now language learning is not happening. Language learning is not happening. What to do with this language learning? I've been trying my best, but I'm not able to speak fluent English because I was a fool. I was still thinking brain is a sponge. It doesn't absorb everything. It simply absorbs patterns. So, I gave myself first valid reason in terms of grammar that grammar is contextual. Grammar is actually contextual. Contextual means किस context में बात कर रहे हो. Are you talking about past or present or future? If you're talking about past, I simply started using second form of verb. Ta-ta-ta, 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 ta-ta-ta. That's it. I didn't tell myself past indefinite or past continuous. I started using second form of verb. If it is about present, what is present tense? Simple present tense. Whenever we talk about day-to-day habits, I read a newspaper, that's your day-to-day habit, right? I go for a walk, that's your day-to-day habit. So this is how I understood that grammar is contextual. So whenever I was talking in different context, instead of thinking इसकी translation क्या होगी, I simply understood past की बात कर रहा हूँ, second form of verb. Present की बात कर रहा हूँ, simple present tense is fine. Something is still happening, present continuous tense. अगर ऐसी बात करूं which is just imaginary, I wish I had a car, तो I wish आ गया. That's it, simple. Then that was the first thing because brain only understand pattern. What was the other pattern? Two things, anecdotes and stories. Your brain loves that. Anecdotes and stories. Why? When you are telling anecdotes to people, when you are sharing a story, your brain creates a picture. And always remember, we have got visual memory. We have got visual memory. Whatever you think about your past, visuals pop up. और कुछ नहीं आता, text तो बाद में आता है. Visuals pop up. ऐसे ही होता है ना. You're thinking about your past, something happened, something terrible happened, all the pictures pop up. That was the second thing. Now third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, what were the other patterns? Other pattern was never ever exhaust your brain. Because if you keep exhausting your brain, neuroplasticity doesn't work. You understand neuroplasticity? We have talked about it 1,000 times. Your brain will only form new connections if you take a nap or sleep. वो सब कुछ न्यूरोप्लास्टिसिटी आपके स्लीपिंग पैटर्न में होती है या नैप में होती है. It doesn't happen. It means you gotta relax, take it easy. Slowly language acquisition happens once you start observing. And another thing, podcast, listening. Listening actually helps. So if you can listen to podcast, if you can listen to some video, or if you can listen to Audible, you understand audiobooks? It's for audiobooks. Listening actually, because if it goes through your ear and you're concentrating it, your brain will remember. I don't know, that's the way our brain has been designed. If it goes through your ear, or if it goes through pictures. If it goes through your ear and you're observing it, you're focused, your brain will remember. If your brain can form a picture in terms of learning new thing, your brain will remember. Otherwise, it won't remember vague patterns. Everything is haywired. Haywired है, सब कुछ उलझा हुआ है. That's how people learn a language, right?